Good evening and thanks for watching FSC TV. Alongside Kenzie Council, I'm Andrew Pauling.
Tonight we cover the emergency relief funding for Florida Southern students, intersection safety sensors, and churches being removed for inclusion policies. Only on the Weekly at 5, which starts right now.
From Studio A on the campus of Florida Southern College, this is FSC TV.
Florida Southern's Spencer Symposium is scheduled to begin here shortly in its modified format via Zoom. The annual lecture series in its 11th year will continue through tomorrow evening, focusing on the theme of careers in chemistry. Tonight's speaker lineup will feature FSC Class of 2019 alum Bernie Tyson, followed by Dr. Heather Spiney, a senior research scientist employed with Dow Chemicals. Tomorrow, there will be lectures given by Dr. Michael Hampton, whose research focuses on chemical signature of emotions, and Dr. Mia Huang, an assistant professor in the Department of Molecular Medicine at Scripps Research in Jupiter, Florida. Members of the public are also welcome to join the virtual audience of this year's symposium.
Students at Florida Southern have the opportunity to apply and receive additional financial aid per an email sent to students and parents earlier this week. FSC is distributing the federal emergency relief funding of over $1 million to students who have experienced unexpected expenses or have unmet financial needs as a result of the pandemic. Interested students must fill out the questionnaire provided by FSC to be considered to receive the grant. The application is accessible on any personal device or campus-owned computer through the portal. The email goes further on to state that, while the college hopes to have all students who met the guidelines participate in the grant, completion of the application does not guarantee that particular students will receive aid. Tomorrow is the last day to fill out the form. Right now, we want to spotlight some student government initiatives. Every Thursday at 5, FSC TV partners with SGA, Vice President of Communications, to bring you a quick rundown of event updates and new initiatives happening throughout the Florida Southern community.
Hey Mocs, welcome back to this week's episode of the Southern Spotlight. I'm your host, Blake Lowry, bringing you the news on all things SGA. During this week's SGA office hours, the SGA Exec Board has been packaging goodie bags for our students quarantining or spending time in isolation at the Lake Morton apartments. Students will receive bamboo cutlery and a bamboo toothbrush when they check in, courtesy of SGA. Our town hall date has been set. This semesterly meeting with head administrative members will be held via Zoom on Tuesday, March 23rd. The link will be available to students closer to the event, so please stay on the lookout through SGA's Instagram account for more info. That's all we have for you this week on the Southern Spotlight. Remember to be like Moxie and mask up. May the Mox be with you.
The men's basketball team fell to 1-2 on the season after their 79-71 loss last night at St. Leo. E.J. Damberville led the Mocs with his first double-double of the season as he scored 16 points while adding a dozen rebounds. The team is back in action at 4 p.m. on Saturday as they travel to Miami Shores to take on the Barry Buccaneers. In other upcoming events, the swim team will be back in the water tomorrow for a dual meet against St. Leo University, with the first event scheduled for 3 p.m. Those same two teams will compete again on Saturday with the first event coming at 11. Cross country will be heading to West Palm Beach on Saturday for the SSC Championship race, which also starts at 11. Stay tuned to FSC Mocs social media accounts for the most up-to-date results from those events.
Motorists in the Lakeland area may experience longer red lights at 4 major intersections in the city. The Florida Department of Transportation approved the use of a red light running detection system, which began Monday. The new technology, aimed at increasing safety and reducing fatal crashes, extends the all-red phase of a traffic signal when sensors indicate that a vehicle is traveling too fast to stop before the intersection. The software is programmed to delay the green signal for oncoming traffic for roughly 2 to 4 seconds when deemed necessary. The 4 intersections who got the upgrade include North Crystal and Bartow Road, South Florida Avenue and Beacon Road, West Memorial and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and East Memorial Boulevard and Massachusetts Avenue. These intersections are also equipped with a red light camera, meaning drivers who are caught running a red light will receive a $158 citation.
One husband and wife wanted to open a venue in downtown Lakeland that would offer residents a unique experience and would bring economic growth to the area. Craig and Joyce Woodrow opened Polk County's first axe-throwing range and coffee house on the corner of Kentucky and East Orange Street for their 33rd wedding anniversary in early December. The venue, Excalibur, will be holding a delayed ribbon-cutting ceremony next Thursday at 4 p.m. The 7,300 square foot space features 14 throwing lanes, an in-house coffee, roasted locally in Lakeland, and 2 pool tables, with plans for an additional gun range postponed. On Thursday, axe throwing sessions will be available for $15 per person, with a 15% discount on food and beverage purchases.
Mulberry's Gym Theater is back in business after its grand reopening Thursday. The historic theater spent the past 3 years in a top-to-bottom restoration, which included replacing the building's drywall, flooring, and seating. Built in the 1940s, the theater now features a floor space in front of the stage for dining and dancing, which is unique to the Gym Theater. The renovation was funded with a $2 million grant to be repaid throughout the town's Community Redevelopment Agency. The project was backed by City Manager Rick Johnson, who saw the building's potential back in 2012 when he stepped into the current role for the city.
The Hillsborough River won't be turning green as part of Tampa's annual St. Patrick's Day festivities. City officials and the Tampa Downtown Partnership announced the decision in a release on Saturday. The city typically dyes the river green as part of the annual Mayor's River O Green Fest, which is set to resume in 2022 after a 2-year hiatus. Event organizers are encouraging residents to instead participate in COVID-safe celebrations and support local businesses who offer traditional Irish fare. The city said people can still expect to see cameo appearances from Larry the Leprechaun throughout the downtown area.
As towns and cities across the nation push towards a zero-emission goal, the American Gas Association is campaigning to keep its business running. Municipal leaders are rewriting building codes to ensure new buildings would use electricity instead of natural gas in an effort to reduce the greenhouse gas pollution associated with buildings. In response, the AGA has begun lobbying for preemptive legislation that would block natural gas bans. Such legislation has been introduced in 12 states, including Florida, throughout the last year. The AGA has also spent over $1 million establishing groups and websites to promote the use of natural gas.
Multiple sources claim federal law enforcement officials are privately discussing whether they should refuse to charge some Capitol Hill rioters, according to an article from the Washington Post. These sources, who spoke to the Post under the condition of anonymity, said the debate to not charge some rioters was due to concerns that so many cases could overwhelm the local courthouse. While no decision has been reached, officials who argue against not charging some people say a clear message needs to be made to discourage similar actions in the future.
Last Tuesday, the Executive Committee for Southern Baptist Convention voted to kick out 2 churches for being too inclusive of LGBTQ+ people. St. Matthew's Baptist Church in Louisville, Kentucky, and Townview Baptist Church in Kennesaw, Georgia, were both removed because they allowed same-sex couples into their congregation. The SBC is strictly against actions which would affirm LGBTQ+ people due to their views of homosexuality as an act of sexual immorality, according to their website. 2 other churches were also disfellowshipped due to the knowingly hiring convicted sex offenders for pastors. That's your news for this week. Alongside Andrew Pauling, I'm Kenzie Council. We'll see you next week.